Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Sean Johnson coming to you live with another edition of Johnson's Spotlight. That's right, we're back again, and we're here to interview and highlight another business of another young entrepreneur, and that person is Miss Krystal L. Pinckney with Embodied by Me. Body, mind, and soul. And we're going to be just interviewing her in just a few moments. But I just wanted to thank everyone that has reached out to us and who has subscribed to our YouTube channel. Yes, you have subscribed to our YouTube channel, and we are so grateful for you. We're so grateful that you took the time to go and subscribe and to follow us. Thank you for sharing our information on YouTube and on Facebook. We are so ever grateful to you. If you would like to be highlighted on Johnson Spotlight or have your business highlighted, or if you know someone who is doing something extraordinary in the community that deserves to be highlighted, we ask you to send us an email at Johnson's Spotlight. That's JOHNSON Spotlight, SPOTLIGHT 1 @gmail.com. That's Johnson Spotlight 1 @gmail.com, and let us know that you are interested in being our guest on Johnson Spotlight. Johnson Spotlight is all about spotlighting individuals, businesses, and intriguing topics for the purpose of advertising, networking, and supporting each other in this global society. We're all about the positive, and that is highlighting different ones and that are doing things in the community. So if you or someone that you know is wants to be or needs to be highlighted, hey, reach out to us on Johnson's Spotlight. Like I said, send me an email and let me know that you are interested in having your business or a particular person spotlighted on Johnson Spotlight. The email address again is Johnson Spotlight, JOHNSON SPOTLIGHT 1 @gmail.com. And we look so forward to hearing from you in the coming days. Once again on tonight, I want to thank you before we go any further again for tuning in for tonight. And also I want to thank you so much for subscribing, for sharing, and for liking our YouTube page and our Facebook page, and for supporting us. I really appreciate that, all that you do. You will be hearing much from us. We're not on no set schedule as to when we only come on certain nights of the week or certain days of the week. We just come whenever someone is ready to highlight themselves or have someone highlighted. We come on and we just spotlight that person, okay? So tonight we have joining us is going to be Miss Krystal L. Pinckney, and she's with Embodied by Me. Body, mind, and soul. And I'm going to get Miss Krystal in here and let her introduce herself to us. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Getting her in momentarily. It says it's adding you, Miss Krystal. Hey there.
Hey, how you doing? Hi, everybody.
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing okay. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
Well, good. Thank you for accepting our invitation to come on to Johnson Spotlight. We are honored to have you tonight.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So listen, we want to just in the show tonight, we just want to just talk. Just, find out about you, find out about your business here, Embodied by Me, Body, Mind, and Soul. We want to just find out information about it. And, I saw that you've done some classes or do classes from place to place. Maybe we can get some invitations and some places of where you're going to be, and you can tell our listening audience, and they can come out and be a part or see how they can get involved, okay?
Okay.
All right. So if you would start off by telling us, who is Krystal Pinckney?
So Krystal Pinckney, Krystal is Chiefs Pinckney. So I am originally from Walterboro, South Carolina, born and raised. A country girl. Grew up as
Country
a
girl.
tomboy in the dirt, climbing trees, riding bicycles, getting tadpoles out of the ditch. Doing all that good things. I got the scars and bumps and bruises and everything to tell those stories.
Wow.
So I actually, once I graduated from high school, I ended up going to Hampton University in Hampton, Virginia, where I spent some time and met some wonderful people and everything. So migrated from down south back to Virginia. So now I'm in Richmond, Virginia, where I love it. I've been here for the last 8 years. And really and truly with me, I've always been sort of like a spiritual person, but I did not know how to open that up or really explore it. Being from the country, being from South Carolina, the low country, everything was about going to church, going to Sunday school, being on the youth choir, vacation Bible school, doing all those different things. So if anybody had like a problem, or you've seen a lot of alcoholics in the family, or just anything related to mental health, but we didn't know what mental health was, it was always turned to the church. But now as I got older and I dealt with my own challenges in life, and I'm also a recreation therapist by trade, I was able to understand how important it is to have like positive leisure outlets, doing things for yourself and taking care of your mind, your body, and your soul. So, and I don't know if you want me to go into like everything, or if you want to wait to ask questions, but I can kind of go into it, what led me to Embodied by Me, or you want me to pause?
You can go ahead and just tell us. My next thing was, because I know Embodied by Me is your business type thing that you're doing and everything. And I like that you said that you are a spiritual person and people didn't know, with mental health, a lot of times, particularly in our community,
Yeah.
we look at mental health as something bad, to where people don't reach out for help. They don't reach out for, or should I say, they don't reach within to find what they need, because everything they need is really inside of them. They don't reach out. They don't do the self-care,
No.
And so I'm sure you found a lot of that in your findings and your working with everyone. So how did you get started in your own business of the Embodied by Me?
Okay. So I'll say this, and people may get mad at me, but in conversations at work with people, COVID happened. COVID happened for a reason. COVID actually was an eye-opener. It was something that woke everybody up to really understand what mental health is. We talk about in the recent news, like with Miss America, Miss USA. I apologize if I got it wrong. But just different celebrities or just different people taking their lives. And people are like, why they did that? They got all this money. They have this, they have that. But the thing is, you don't know what people actually have.
That's right.
And pretty much as far as mental health, it's so many different components. You can have things, you can have coping skills, but if you don't have that support system, or you don't have somebody that you can call that's not judgmental and that will just listen, that means a world of difference to any and everybody. So going back to COVID happened for a reason. People were able to realize like isolation is not good. And there's a lot of people that deal with PTSD. They deal with depression, they deal with anxiety, where they don't want to go in the stores, or they don't want to be around people, or they get triggered by so many different things. Sounds, people being behind them, people being to the left, being to the right. So a lot of times when I go in the stores and stuff, I say, I'm to the left, I'm to the right, I'm behind you, I'm coming, but you have to do those things. And now that COVID happened, people are understanding why, the whys and different things like that. So going back to why, like for myself, yoga saved me. I was in a bad situation in a relationship where it took a toll on me, and I felt hopeless. And people say, well, you let a man take you. It wasn't totally that. When you put trust in somebody, or you feel like that person has you, you know, you'll never know what you'll do in a situation. So you can never say never, because you never know until you walk in the shoes of somebody else. So I started to do more virtual sessions. I was doing videos. I was doing different things. And being a recreation therapist is all about coping and finding things that works for you. But once I started doing that, I actually was able to breathe for the first time. So I do a lot of breath work in my practice, and dealing with I deal with anxiety myself, but dealing with patients that deal with anxiety and depression and all those different things, they don't breathe. You know, you could be talking to them and they could be talking to you like, but you're holding your breath. So can you please breathe for me right now, or something like that? But people don't breathe. People don't take time. And think about people who deal with poor impulse control. You know, just having something where you can dedicate that time, that energy into something that serves you. I fell in love with it. I was like, oh, I love yoga. So I never really thought I was going to be any good at it. But once I got into it, and it's a practice. So it's not how flexible you are. People are like, oh, I didn't know you do yoga, or you was that flexible. And it's not all about flexibility. Yoga is practice. All in time, you'll be able to deepen your practice. You'll be able to deepen the pose and be able to stretch a little bit more further, you know, than what you probably started off with. But I decided that it's something that I love. It's something that saved me. And I wanted to help other people, individuals, particularly Black women, because I'm a Black woman, and I'm a single parent. I've been through a lot of different things. And a lot of times with us as Black women, you know, we're significant others, we're wives, we're girlfriends, we're moms, we're caregivers, we're everything. So I wanted to teach those women that you need to make more time for yourself. Self-care is everything. When I do any type of group, anything, I let people know self-care every day. You know, take care of yourself. So something that I dealt with in my personal experiences, I was like, you know what, why not do it every day with other people? So that's where Embodied by Me came about. And the name, I always would say embody whatever it is that you want to do for yourself. So I was like, oh, embodied by me, because this is me. I'm me. Or it's you. It's whoever it is. So embodied by you, and taking those tools to be the best version of yourself and finding that inner peace is something that I love, and I'm all about it right now.
Well, that's great. That is absolutely great. Now, I know that personally, through the meditation, I think is very important. I think also in the Christian world, I know a lot of people do meditation or do yoga, you know, but personally, I believe that in the Christian world, meditation is very important, because God tells us to meditate. You know, Joshua, one day he said, meditate day and night, you know, and I think it's because you can make a connection with God, you know, with, you know, your significant, your higher being, you know, but with God.
Yes.
And in doing so, it gives you a peace of mind. It gives you comfort. It gives you stability. It gives you reassurance. You know, the Bible says if you meditate, you'll have great success. You know, and so I think I know that it's very, very important to meditate and to have that time where you can just sit quietly and just gather your thoughts and gather your mind, and, you know, just put your mind kind of at rest, you know, if you know what I'm saying. So what would you say has been the most difficult part so far in the journey, you know, getting I guess getting Embodied by Me started, and getting everything on the road, getting things out there and getting people to actually do the meditation? What has been the most difficult part?
um, uh, I feel like I'm not gonna sit here and say, hey, it's been an easy journey. Getting someone to believe in what you're doing, your journey, the things that you offer. I guess a lot of the things, and I do have a pretty good clientele or pretty good people who come out and they do support. But the thing a lot of times is life. Life happens. People make plans that they would like to attend, but things happen. And I do get it because life happens a lot. Things happen, and I do apologize. I was moving around a little bit, but I was like, oh, my phone's going to go dead. But anywho,
you had to get some power.
Yes, because the kids moved my charger. So I was like, oh, where is the charger? So I apologize for that.
That's okay.
But it's just the main thing, I guess for me, like I use social media as a, to promote. But I know I can push the envelope a little bit more. Like I picked up some flyers today, so putting flyers out there, being more interactive with individuals, being on social media or wherever it is, so people can fit the business name with the person. I am my brand. I am that individual, and more so for me, the important thing for me to do is show people this is who I am. I'm real. You never know what may come out of my mouth. I try to censor it at times, but I want people to know that it's okay. It's okay to be who you are as an individual. So mainly, every day is a promotion day. Every day, like now, I keep a little thing of business cards in my purse. And everywhere I am, I'm like, here you go. Hey, by the way, oh, yay, how do you relax? How did you do self-care? And I feel like it's so important to talk to people when you go in the store or if you go in the drive-thru at Starbucks. I'm always complimenting my people at drive-thru. Hey, oh, your hair looks nice. And it's very intentional. And it's not just to say it, but it's like, how many times, and I'm asking everybody, you may have had a bad day and nobody really paid attention or said, oh, you got a nice fresh cut. Like, Sean, your cut looked nice today. It makes you feel good inside. So my main thing is really reaching out more and more each and every day to people. So to answer your question, I know that was a long-winded. It's just it's just something you got to hit the floor running when you wake up in the morning. Like connecting with people in any capacity, anything, anyway.
You said an interesting point earlier, and it ties in with what you just said. You never know what someone is going through in the course of a day or in their life. Like we saw the Miss USA, I think it was. I'm not sure. But, young lady, attractive young lady who has everything going for herself, a lawyer, she's young, got her career started, has reached such heights in life, but then she ends up killing herself, So you never know what somebody has going on. And so it's almost like you're a beacon of light that comes and dispels the darkness that's in their life if they will open up and allow you to shine inside of them, or to plant that seed inside of them to where they can take advantage of what you're offering.
Yeah. And which is true. Like you just don't know. Like, I'll say this, a lot of us are this far from they always say this far from being broke, but this far from maybe having a potential mental health onset or break or anything, regardless of what you have. When something is taken away, like your shelter or food or money, like you may lose it. You just don't know what that thing is that's taken away that you're used to having each and every day, and how quick you don't know what type of, thinking about your family history and thinking about, being from the country. You just don't know unless somebody actually talked about it, what you have going on. Like it's just that simple, because a lot of people are walking around that are high functioning, depressed people. You just don't know.
Yeah, and I didn't know that until watching, until recently when the young lady died, and I found that out that her mother said she was a high functioning, uh, uh, depressant, manic depressant. I never knew
Yeah.
that. But you could have people walking around every day like that, with a smile on their face, but inside there could be something that they're depressed. So basically, maybe you covered this, and maybe you covered it already, kind of. But what inspired you? Was it your own self um, experience that inspired you? I know you said through COVID, because COVID caused us to do a lot of things. I found myself leaving the house and walking around the neighborhood for about 3 miles, up to 3 miles at one time, during COVID, just to get out of the house, because, we were locked down. You couldn't go nowhere. You couldn't do anything. But is that what inspired you more so?
COVID probably pushed me the most. I've always
Okay.
wanted to entrepreneur, start my own business, but a lot of it, like years ago, it was fear. So one of the things that I put on my desk here at home and here at work is stop saying you're scared. So I was saying that I was scared. I'm used to getting, every 2 weeks getting paid, that consistent paycheck. But it kept coming up, like God, my higher power, the universe always puts somebody in my space that has the conversations about business or doing those different things, or saying, hey, why don't you do this on your own, instead of, for your full-time job, do it yourself. And I really started to think about my worth. Like COVID really pushed me, because I thought about my own mental health and how, I wanted to move about and do things for myself and even for my kids. They struggled at the beginning of COVID with, virtual school or just different things, dealing with going back to school now. And I was like, I want to set myself up to do something where I could be more readily available. They're high schooler. Well, one's in high school, one's in middle school, but they still need me. They want me to be more there, more present. And then the more and more with COVID, I started to really, really get comfortable in who I am as an individual. And I was like, why not do it now? Stop playing. There's always going to be naysayers. There's always going to be people, because I'll have people say, well, you got a good government job, so why don't you just stay with your government job and just settle with that? But guess what? There are people that have been there for 30 years or more, and they're not happy.
Yeah.
And and a lot of times people invoke or they push their fear on you as an individual. And now I'm to the point where I don't pay attention to what other people say. I'm just like, oh, okay, that's good. Well, keep it to yourself, because this is me and this is what I'm gonna do. So I pretty much got that attitude. That's my attitude, and I'll tell anybody, and not being rude, but I'm being direct and I'm being honest. So I took an oath to myself, a promise to myself, before God, before the universe, before my higher power, to say to myself that this is what I want, this is what I desire. So guess what? I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. You have to like take that leap of faith. I mean, because if you never did it, then you never know what can be done. You would never
Yeah.
know. How many years now have you had Embodied by Me? How many years have you been doing it?
So it's only just been a year now. It's only been a
A
year.
year. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So a year ago, or let's say 2 years ago, if you never thought that you would be where you are now with Embodied by Me, and you would never know
No.
where you would have been if you had still been sitting where you was 2 years ago. You see what I'm saying? So you had to make up your mind, take that leap of faith, and just say, hey, I'm going to do this. You know, I'm gonna do it no matter what, you know. I mean, either I'm gonna make it work, and like you said, you are your own product every single day. You know, you have to get out there and sell yourself. You know, I'm sure the conversations you have, you know, passing out the business cards and stuff to let people know, that's selling yourself. That's actually putting yourself out there, and you are your own boss. You know, if you don't sell yourself, then you might as well go back to that government job and, you know, make other folks rich.
Exactly. And that's what it was about, because, you know, I look at and I was like, you know, the things that I do for myself and do for others, I was like, I can create that generational wealth for me and mine, or me and my kids or my family, by selling myself and living my purpose. And I feel like a year ago, and it probably came more to full front maybe towards the end of last year. I was like, you found your purpose? Like, God has been telling you this for years and you have not listened. So I'm at the point where I'm like, oh, I found my purpose. Like, I'm excited, you know. So I'm really excited about it. Like, this is my passion, this is my thing. Like, I had to prepare my parents, and I was like, okay, when you get that phone call that I quit my job, I don't want no judgments. I don't want y'all to try to persuade me, because I'm gonna do what I want to do. And that's another thing that pushed me. I was too busy listening to what others said or what my parents said. I didn't listen to myself. So now I'm in a position where I had to refocus, and I pretty much do things that serves me and gives me that energy. Whatever gives me the energy, that's what I take and I receive. If I'm in a surrounding where it doesn't give me anything, I'm like, okay, it's been real, I gotta go. So you just have to do that for yourself.
Wow. And it's about energy. I mean, people don't realize that, but have you ever been in a situation where you can, you know, you can walk into a room and the energy is so negative that it just kind of, if you allow it to, it just pulls you down. It pulls your whole entire mood down.
Oh yeah. A
Yeah.
lot. And I leave and I have to go. And people get
Yeah.
upset sometimes. I have to leave because one thing that I learned about myself, I am an empath. So I feed all kind of energy, all kind of vibes, all kind of everything feeds into, I can feel it. We can be on the telephone together and I can feel the vibe. Like if it drops, goes up,
Wow.
whatever. So now I'm learning, if the energy or the room doesn't read right, I can't do it and I won't do it. I refuse to do it.
Wow.
And I owe it to
That's great.
myself.
That's great. And that's an awesome place to be, because in self-care, you have to take care of self, number one. I mean, you know, I know people that have that live lives all their life and die taking care of other people and never actually take care of themselves and put their
No,
self first, you know, and that's something that we need to start doing even more. If you're not doing it, you need to start doing it. And if you're doing it, it needs to be done even more. And that is taking care of yourself first, forgetting about everybody else, and make sure that you are taken care of, because you can't be the best you. You can't be the best you to other people until you're the best you to yourself, you know? Yeah.
most definitely. You have to be the
So
best version for yourself. Yes.
that's right. So what type of advice would you give other young entrepreneurs that are out there that may be watching or that may hear this video one day, and they want to, because you said that you always wanted to be you start your own business. So what type of advice would you give the other entrepreneurs that are listening to this show here tonight, or that will listen to it in the future?
I would say listen to yourself, you know, and one thing that I've been running away from, that I've been told, is trust your intuition. If you're an intuitive person, like, be that person, own it and live it, and do the things that speak to your heart. And I'll also share, like, well, my philosophy is kind of harsh, but one of my philosophies is you could die tomorrow. And I tell myself that a lot, right? So what I mean by that is you can die tomorrow. So why not live today and do the things that you want to do for yourself? Like, all of us have a purpose here, and it's about exploring that purpose. Like, I forgot how old I was, but when that book came out, The Purpose Driven Life, like, my dad gave me that book, right? And guess what? As an adult, finally, almost 40, I finally read the book. But at this point, and he gave me another book relating to that book. But identifying what your purpose is and being more intentional and being more purposeful. Do the things that you want to do for yourself and not what others tell you to do, but put your best foot forward, and whatever ideas you have, work towards it. Those parties, those clubs, those friends, if they your friends, they gonna support you in any and everything you do. You know, if y'all just going out to drink, but you know you have to focus in on what it is, your idea or your business or whatever it is, focus on that. It's always gonna be time to play. So just like you said earlier, self, all the selves. Do all of the selves.
Do all of the self. That's some good advice. That's some great advice. Great advice. So how long would you say that it was before your vision or your job business manifest? You know, you got the thought that you wanted to do it. How long from that point do you think it took for the manifestation of your vision of Embodied by Me, once you got everything together?
I do have a push. I have a I have a good group of friends, but I have one friend in particular that pushes me all the time. She's like on my shoulder. It ain't no good, no devil, no angel. It's her. She's always in my ear. And she's also my business coach, business consultant, the business babes. And she like pushes and rides me hard. And she inspires me, motivates me, all of the above. She's awesome. And not only her, but I have good people in my life that like put those good thoughts in my ear, like, nope, don't give up. You know, I also have a line sister on here. I believe she's watching, but she always supports and like, okay, what you doing for the business? Where you at? And I don't care if I'm selling air, gas, whatever I'm selling. I could sell a bag of sand. She's at one of my events. So I really do appreciate her for being there and being supportive. And that's what really helps, you know, having that support system. That's why I said with anything you have going on, support is like it's golden. It's better than any coping skill. You know, if you have somebody that truly listens and does not judge you and does not try to change your mind about anything, that matters. That brings you peace.
So you're saying that you have to make sure that your circle has changed over the years, I'm sure.
Yes.
And you had to, because you had to go from where you may have had a wide circle of people, I'll just say people, to where you had to, it had to be narrowed down to a very small group of people. And it's not about the number of people that you have in that group. It's about the quality of that group. You know, it's about the quality of it, because it's what they offer to you. You know, if you got a group of people that are supposed to be supporting you and they studying your ears saying stuff like, girl, you better keep that government job. Don't you know you can retire after about 30 years, you know? And don't you, but you still never have your own. You still never own that brand from the government. No. You understand?
Working hard for them. And that's what I tell people, like, you increase your time talking to those people who are like-minded and want the things that you want or support you. And I feel like this in a good group of entrepreneurs or friends or whoever, everybody time it goes around. It's like the merry-go-round, you know, so let's support one another. But maybe somebody may shine more than what I'm doing at this point, but I'm gonna still support and go hard. And I'm gonna say, hey, support, you know, such and such, blah, blah, blah. But we have to keep that going. And I have like changed, like you said, your circle. Like you still talk to some people, but you know you don't want to entertain certain conversations. Like for me, if a friend comes to me with some gossip about somebody, I'm like, I ain't got time for that. Or if we're gossiping about celebrities and stuff like that, I ain't got time for that, because they got problems like I got problems, and I don't care. They got money, I don't have money. I want this money, you know. So the conversations do change when you're around those people that are like-minded. Don't have time to gossip about nobody. Don't care.
That's right. Because it clogs up your flow. You got to realize it clogs up your flow of that positive energy. You know,
Yes.
once you get that when you have envy, when you have hatred, when you have dislike, when you have all those things, they begin to clog up your flow of how the energy is going to flow from you, you know, and it takes you longer to get to that place in meditation.
Yes. Yes, you are
I
so
mean,
right.
because you have to, like I said, it's all about getting the mind, getting your mind right. And when you get clogged up with everything else that's going on around you, and you got all this negativity inside of you, and it's all in your mind, it clogs up your ability to tap in to your inner self, to your spiritual, your spiritual side, to God. It clogs you up and you're not able to have that fresh communication like you should have because of all that
Yes.
other stuff that you got going on. Yeah.
Yes. And that's what I tell people when you come to my session, if it's virtual, if I'm coming to you or you're coming in person or wherever I am, come with a clear and open mind. Bring some positivity with you, but it's okay.
Mhm.
It's about connecting with who you are as an individual, connecting your mind, your body, your soul. And it's you. It's you here. Do it for yourself. If anybody, show up for yourself. And that's what it's mainly about.
Yeah. So what type of products well, I know you have the classes and everything, that you said you're big on breathing. Could you show us a small little breathing exercise? And you know, there's one that I like to do sometimes, is that just breathe in positivity and breathe out negativity. And and just say to myself that I am worth living in peace. I am designed to live in peace. I am designed to live in prosperity. Different affirmations like that. Is that the approach that you take, or would you suggest that? Or
Yes, that actually sounds like a really good one, Sean. Thank you for sharing that. Pretty much do along the same lines as you're saying. A lot of times I just focus on taking in that deep breath, inhaling and exhaling, but also bringing more attention to your body and awareness. When I ground, I may ask the individual, place your left hand over your heart and place your right hand just above your belly button or right below your sternum, and take in a few deep breaths. And then I'll have individuals um, repeat after me out loud or to themselves, and focusing in on I am, I will, I choose statements, taking that try, taking that all that, but I don't say that during that time. But like, I choose myself, I choose peace, I am empowered. But just getting individuals to focus on those personal affirmations, personal mantra, setting for yourself, whatever your intention is for that practice, but invoking or pulling in more of those things into themselves. So along the same lines of what you're saying, but just getting individuals to really, really and truly focus in on that breath as they're taking it in and as they're taking it out, bringing more of that awareness to their bodies.
how important is the breathing, would you say?
100%, because it's like every time you move,
100.
breathe. Yes,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
gotta breathe. Like, even if I don't prompt you to breathe, I always say ensure that you're taking in and you're letting that breath out. Like, breathing is most important. Just like I was saying, as far as like individuals that deal with anxiety,
Mhm.
or have panic attacks or anything like that, breathe.
Yeah.
Relax. Checking in with your body in between the poses. I like to do a quick body check. So I'm like, a bring awareness back in, do a ear to shoulder check, checking in with yourself. Just listen to who you are as an individual. Like, I really pull and say that within my sessions, because a lot of times we
Mhm.
don't listen to our bodies. That's why our bodies shut down. That's why we have pain or different things, because a lot of the pain, or I'm not going to say all of it, is psychological effects of different things that you have going on that you pull into your body. So breath work is like important. It's important, even if you're sitting at your
even with you were about to say, I think, sitting at your desk or something. But I noticed in counseling, like you said, with people who have anxiety, and talking with, I deal with a lot of young people, and in counseling some over the years, I've noticed that sometimes they'll get so enwrapped in what they're saying until the breathing stops, and you have to remind them, breathe, take a deep breath, just let it out, sometimes it may come out in frustration. The sound of it may come out in, in frustration. It may come out in a holler, a scream, or whatever, but you've got to let that breath out and then bring in something that's positive in place of that.
Yes, most definitely. And that's even like when you're dealing with individuals in that case, or trauma, or whatever situation, you're talking about things that are hard for somebody to, take in or actually verbalize. It's good to take breaks in between at some point, like meditate, even if it's 5 minutes, whatever it is. Like, take the time to actually focus in on your breaths. And I like to do that, a lot of that in my yoga sessions. If anybody has taken yoga before, I don't consider myself the traditional yoga instructor, because I like to really, really check in. Like, I know I keep saying this, but I like to check in. Check in with yourself. Don't go through and say, yes, I'm going to stretch and I'm flexible and I'm going to do this and I'm going to hold this pose. Nah, take your time. Take your time. Like, listen, build yourself up to that point. So I take it from a therapeutic aspect.
Okay. So if we want, I know you said you did some virtual classes. Are you still doing virtual classes? Because I know you're all the way up there in Virginia, so if we wanted to, or are you coming home maybe to do some classes here in South Carolina? We could arrange something for you in Walterboro,
We surely can. I would be more than open to doing it. I am mobile. I haven't been home in a while, and it'd be nice to come home. But that is one of my intentions, is to be like wherever it is, doing groups, because I want to share my story, my passion, why it works for me, my style, my flow. So I'd be more than happy to do it in Walterboro. That would be awesome.
Awesome. Okay. All right, great. So how do we find your sessions or your schedule? You have a website or something that we can give everybody, and we can kind of put it out there so that they can contact you and, all that great stuff?
Yes, more than yes. So you can find me. I am on Facebook as Embodied by Me. And I am also on Instagram as the same name, Embodied by Me. It's EMBODIED, and then by BY, and then me, ME. You can find me and find information on there.
You said,
but I do.
You said that's Facebook and Instagram, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then also my website is www.embodiedbyme.com. And you will find information about the services that I do provide. And also, if you click on book now, information will come up about any virtual classes that I do have, so you can join me. Right now, the virtual sessions are in the evening, because I still do work my 9 to 5. So they are in the afternoon, in the evening. Some are at 6:30, 7 or 8. It just all depends on the day. But the best thing is, like, as far as yoga or relaxing, one of my classes that I do on Wednesday evenings at 8 o'clock is a journal and meditate class. And that's pretty much where just relaxing before you go into bed. Like, if you had that long day, a lot of times we have those bad dreams because we take whatever happened during the day and we go to bed with it. So in my sessions, I do like 4 prompts, and in between the sessions, we may do some form of meditation, or we do a light, easy yoga pose. But pretty
Mm-hmm.
much my first prompt, and I always ask anybody, even when I'm dealing with my veterans, is where or what are you at this moment? And you have to really channel yourself and talk about how you're feeling at the present moment and what different
Mm-hmm.
sensations are you feeling. And I just let them, individuals, write for 5 to 6 minutes. And I always say, this is a self-reflection. This is for you. If you don't finish your thoughts, you can do it later. And be comfortable, because it's something that you don't have to read in front of the class, so you don't have to read to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'll make sure I got everything jotted down, jotting as you've been talking. Okay, so Embodied by Me, they can find you on YouTube. I'm sorry, on Facebook and on Instagram.
Yes.
Okay. And then the website is www.embodied, embodiedbyme, embodiedbyme.com.
Yes.
And when they go there, they can look at the different things that you offer, the
Yes.
charge for the classes and everything. They can
Yes.
sign up for those
Yes.
classes. Book now, and you have some classes on there. And you have a Wednesday class that's called Journey by what?
Journal, and meditate.
And meditate. Journal and meditate. All right. And so that's all your information on how they can get in touch with you. Now, is there anything, before we close out here, is there anything that you would like to, just last few words that you would like to give our listening audience tonight?
Okay. I said it earlier, but I will say it, and it's very, very important. And I say this all the time, even in my sessions. Remember that self-care is very, very important. Remember self-care every day, even if it's 5 to 10 minutes that you're giving yourself. It's 8:50 p.m. on a Saturday evening. If you had a busy day, you still have time before you go to bed to do something for yourself. Even if it's reading that book that you haven't had a chance to read, but do something that's relaxing for you. And remember, in any and everything that you do, show up for yourself, show up and show out. That's what I always tell my kids: show up and show out. Do it for you, and do whatever brings you peace. And remember, be the light and own the light. And that's all I have.
Be the light and own the light. Let me write that down
Yep.
in my notes. That's a good one there. Be the
Yep.
light and own the light.
Yes. Coming soon to some t-shirts and other products.
That
Yes, it
sounds
is.
great. That is great. Be the light and own the light. Well, we
Yes.
thank you so much, Miss Krystal, for coming and sharing with us your vision, your business, Embodied by Me. Once again, you can always find Krystal and her classes that she offered at www.embodiedbyme.com. I'm going to put that in the comments, and I'm going to put it also when we share this on YouTube. It's going to be in the YouTube page as well, so that they can find you. So no matter where you are, find out where she is, and she may be coming to a city near you, okay?
Yes.
So be ready for her. Those of you in South Carolina, here in her hometown of the big city of Walterboro, South Carolina, hopefully she says she doesn't have a problem with coming. So there's someone out there listening that's going to probably be contacting you soon to host a event, in Walterboro, or something that you can set up. But don't forget to go out and support her. It's a young lady. She's doing her thing out there, and it's something to help people. And that's what we're about here with Johnson Spotlight. That's right. We're spotlighting individuals and businesses and intriguing conversations that will, for advertising and for supporting each other in this global society. So please go out and support Miss Krystal Pinckney. And remember, self-care is the best care. And be the light and own the light. Own
Yes.
that light. So please
Yes.
support Miss Krystal. If you know of someone who needs to come on our show, who wants to be on our show, we invite you all to please send us an email at johnsonspotlight1@gmail.com. Once again, that's johnsonspotlight1@gmail.com. We are on YouTube at Johnson Spotlight. You can go there and subscribe, like, and share our YouTube channel. We're on Facebook, Johnson Spotlight. Please go and like our page there. And send us a message. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think. Put it in the comments. We'll be so glad to hear from you, okay? So please stay tuned. Follow us so that you can get updated information as we bring other wonderful individuals on here, entrepreneurs, with their businesses and their different ideas and things that they have going on. But Ms. Krystal, we thank you once again for taking the time out to meet with us on tonight on this Saturday evening. We appreciate it, and we look forward to hearing some other great things from you in the near future.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And once again, we thank you, viewers, for viewing us. And we ask that you would share, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then share this video as well here on Facebook. Thank you. God bless you all, and good night.
Good night.
Good night.